It's week 4 of the National Football League, and our focus is on Jerome Baker. He was terrific defensively last week with 11 tackles. It's the Dolphins and the Bills under the lights on Monday night.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Tonight we finish off week 4 with a good Monday night matchup as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in week 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, and we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Able to avoid him at the 40. And he's going to have a Bills first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. They still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now 2nd and 5. Now Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. Flushed out right. There's a nice move, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 23 yards on the tuck and run. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Allen going to throw. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown Buffalo. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bills will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's A-Chain to begin the drive. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. You look at this Buffalo defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice.
Now the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brian Burns, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And they punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And taken right at the 35. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Kamara up the middle. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They go right back to him for 20 and a 1st. Kamara. Will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's A.J. And he's able to get up here to the 26. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Bills' 42-yard line.
Here's Tua. And that'll be incomplete. You look at this Buffalo defense. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offense.
Tua hit, and the ball is out. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Sliding out of the pocket. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. Looking to throw. Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And Allen will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact at the end. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. On first down, Allen. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Now, these two teams met earlier in the year in Buffalo with the Bills winning that ball game. So they're looking for the season sweep with a win here in Miami. On second down, Kamara. A solid stiff arm. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Shakes off the sack. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Second and 6.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. The kick by Elliott is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Miami set to take over. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And Hill is going to have the Dolphins first down up near the 40-yard line. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
H.A. gets it from the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Ed Oliver make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. Left side caught by Diggs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
Hey, hold. Alert, alert, alert.
To throw, it's Allen. And it's caught. Touchdown. DK Metcalf from 19 yards away. And the Bills are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's complete to Traylon Burks. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Tua going to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. That one too wide and incomplete. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw them break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, hold. What's up?
Now Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. A gain there of 21 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Allen off the play fake. Looking for Knox on the crossing route. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down, Bills.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bills add 6 to their lead. Well, it has been the passing game that's really been responsible for much of the scoring so far. But let's not forget about this running attack. They're pretty good, too, as evidenced right there.
And I think, Brandon, the fact that they've thrown the ball so well contributed to that touchdown, because that was a defense that was really keyed up to cover those receivers. All they wanted to do was blanket them. They didn't have enough men in the box to stop the run, and you saw the end result.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Tua. toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Tua now on first down. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Schwartz. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Tua to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Schwartz. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on third down. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. H8 will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They fake the handoff. Now Tua to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
This Buffalo defense has stood their ground. This is 3rd and goal. Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
The Bills take over at 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Throwing on first down is Allen. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where you see the final score there. Teddy Bridgewater, excellent in the victory as his guys move to 3-1 after 4 games. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. J.K. Dobbins, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Russell Wilson, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. We just watched a solid first half from the veteran running back, Alvin Kamara. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Again, it's Kamara. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. On play action, here's Tua. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Pulled in at the 24. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. 2nd and 10.
At the 30-yard line.
Stop.
Here's Allen to throw it. And his throw is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And, I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback. All right.
Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Tua. They set up the screen to A-Chain. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this will be taken at the 13. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Call that a very strong gain of 24. To throw, it's Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Bills passing game, getting them down the field. They've got another 1st down. To the air, Allen. Going right back to Knox, and again a completion. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Bills extend their lead yet again. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Miami. 62 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot to a hit, and the ball is out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen. They see the blocks happen. They feel really good about their vision. And then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's Allen. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Back back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And now they'll throw with Allen. He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. The one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
No gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 111 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. The busy night continues for Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Back to the air on 2nd down, Tagovailoa. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Ready.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Tua going to throw. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. And Oliver bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he fields it cleanly. A beautiful fake. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Here's Allen. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. 12 more yards there and another first down.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand?
Touchdown, Bills! Darius Slayton from a yard out. And the Bills are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Elliott now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games.
And I think the ball's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down. Here's Kamara off the draw. And he is going to lose yardage here. A huge loss on the play. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. Throw caught by A-Chain. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task.
A-Chain hit, and the ball is out.
Wow, that ball was not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Looking to pass. Tua. And Hill is going to have the Dolphins first down as he's going to get this down to the 45-yard line.
That's good for a Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Now Tua. This pass complete to Higgins. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 22-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
That's another Dolphins 1st down.
Tua now on 1st down. Open man is Waddle, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Schwartz. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Point after, right down the middle. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now Hunt on the return, taking it about the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Again, this is Kamara. And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And Allen is actually going to throw it here. He's got the hook up with Diggs. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Elliott on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From South Florida, good night, everybody.